Hey there, what is going on, guys? Today I have for you 5 small Minecraft servers that I think you need to check out today. My favorite time playing Minecraft was when small servers really had their spots claimed out and people really enjoyed checking them out and trying to find a server and community for themselves. Now, of course, bigger servers like Hypixel rightfully have formed into something that people love playing, but again, I still think finding a small community of people on some smaller, lesser known servers can really help give you a more entertaining or at least more community driven feel while playing Minecraft. So without anything further, let's get started. The first server to share with you today is called SurrealCraft. As with many smaller servers, SurrealCraft offers what it can, and from what I've seen while playing, it does a decent job with what it offers. So this server has 2 game modes, Factions and Skyblock. I'm not sure on future plans, but given server growth, I'm sure they could potentially expand on that in the future. But let's focus on what they do have now. I'm not much of a factions player, so I didn't put too much time into that. The majority of people on the server do spend their time there, however. Browsing through factions, I did see some of what you'd expect from a faction server, like crates, headhunting, proper TNT mechanics, daily costs, a place to sell heads, a selection of other warps, and of course the usual active factions chat. In Skyblock, which is recently revamped and I spent a bit more time playing around in than Factions, you can actually create 3 types of islands to play on. The original Skyblock experience that you would expect, a duo island, which is a little easier by having 2 close islands, and the Black Diamond Islands, which is a bit harder by having less resources for you to use. In this recently revamped Skyblock, there's a selection of crates, upgrades, generator upgrades, quests, and challenges that you can go through while playing in Skyblock, and a PvP area too. So if you're looking to play on a smaller faction server, or maybe even play on a Skyblock server in a small setting, then you may want to check out SurrealCraft. The next server I want to share with you is Mineriffs. Mineriffs is actually owned by a small YouTuber named Simo389. This server actually has quite a bit to offer. The game modes you'll find here are Creative, Survival, Skyblock, Dropper, Kit PvP, War Games, and Parkour. Formerly known as Pandora Gaming, Mineriffs recently went through a pretty big revamp aside from just the name. They added new spawns to almost all of the game modes, added voting tokens and crates, a new look for chat, and fixed some bugs and old features. Within Mineriffs, you may actually see players scattered throughout the different game types, which I find is a bit uncommon for smaller servers, as on these types of servers, players usually drift towards one game. However, I like that the players were spread across the games, as it adds balance in choosing what to do. The game modes are all pretty self-explainable, with the exception of War Games, which is their sort of mini-game hub with Capture the Flag, Defend the Flag, and some more coming soon. I actually spent quite a bit of time playing Dropper, as I always enjoy Dropper. There are some pretty solid maps here, and it definitely gets a thumbs up for me as a fun little game to do to pass time with. This server is actually a bit bigger than the previous 2 in terms of player base. I noticed that there is often up over 300 or so players on this server at a time. So while the experience won't be as personal, it is still small enough to form an experience that is more personal than that of a very large server. Teldaria calls itself Survival Reimagined. In their recent release, they announced that the server will have over 25 in-game ranks, over 30 custom mobs with each having up to 12 difficulty levels, a unique weapon and armor system with unique drops, a number of different jobs that you can get paid for in-game to purchase items from other players, and mob arenas. On their website, you'll be able to find that they have a starting guide to get you on your way on the server. I've always thought that Windcraft was a cool server and have strived to find something similar to it for a while that I truly enjoyed playing. This server isn't like Windcraft in many aspects, but it does share some qualities of Windcraft that I really like. I can go as far as saying that I may even enjoy my experience playing this type of reimagined survival more than I enjoyed Windcraft. Again, slightly different experiences, but that just goes to show how well this server is developed and how great of an idea it is. IceCraftNation gives me the feel of a more classic bucket type Minecraft server. Let me explain what I mean by that. Before huge multi-server networks started taking over, or even towards the beginning of that time period, servers like this were still more or less thriving. The main location on this server is the survival server where players hang out, chat, and just enjoy themselves. It's not basic survival as it has different plugins that add things like jobs, vehicles, marriage, auctions, an economy, MC, MMO, and more. This is the type of server that gave me the type of Minecraft experience that made me come to love the game. Now, I haven't personally seen anyone on any other game modes, but you'll also find creative, Skywars, factions, Skyblock, and PvP on the server. This isn't some crazy, amazingly developed server. It's a small community of people and an experience that I grew to love on servers like the Littleville server, which is still up and running, IP in the description. Maybe it's a bit of nostalgia for me, but I really like the way this server is run, and I think it's a great place to join a community. I've played a bit on my alternate account here, and I've come to really enjoy the type of people around here. To finish off, I'm actually returning to a more modern type of server and less of a nostalgia feeling for me, but I think this server is really fantastic, honestly. With most players scattered between Townie, Skyblock, and Creative, CraftersCove also offers parkour, avatar bending, kit PvP, Skywars, build battle, survival games, CSGO, and a bit more for you to choose from. Formerly known as Andromeda, Melon MC, and Blockville, it seems that CraftersCove has a pretty loyal player base, with many of them spending their time within the Townie survival server. The owner of CraftersCove explains that it's a corner of the internet for crafters to thrive and survive in, and that it isn't restricted to Townie or minigames like the old servers of Melon MC and Blockville. We'll see what types of games that they come up with in the future. Going through changes is something that this server has come accustomed to. Whether that is seen as a good or a bad thing can be determined individually, but going forward, I think CraftersCove is in a good spot. We'll see what the future may bring to them. So with that, I welcome you to check out any of the servers in this video. I'm sure they'll all be happy to have you around. Small servers and small communities were once the cornerstone of what made Minecraft fantastic. It's an aspect of why so many grew to enjoy the game in the first place. So I gave you 5 small servers to check out and enjoy. If you're interested in seeing some more servers, just let me know and I may make more videos like this. I'm always happy to share things with you guys that you may not know about. If you have your own server or play on a server you think others will like, please feel free to let us know in the comments too. Alright guys, thank you once again for watching. I'm out of here, see ya.